also for you to let you know a little bit about me. Okay, so without wasting any more time, because as you all know, I tend to talk a lot. So let's start off. So if you remember in my post, I did say that if in 10 minutes, just something that you did for yourself for 10 minutes at home, and if that could help bring lots of changes, just not locally in your hands, but literally all over the body, would you do it? You know, and the answer for that is really simple: an Ayurvedic hand massage at home. People would say, oh yeah, but massaging the hands, you know, how is that going to help the whole body? But we will get to know that also today as to how it would help. So just to let you know about today's kind of routine, I will first of all go through the Ayurvedic hand massage routine first. Then I will go through all the various oils that you can use, and also along with that indications and contraindications for a hand massage at home, you know. So just going through all of this. So I do hope that you do have your paper and pen ready, because you know that I do tend to give a lot of information out. So just for you to write down everything. And along with that, I do hope that you read my post whereby I said, you know, to have a few things ready. So first of all, of course, oils. If you do have any of the Ayurveda Pura oils, that is great. And the way I've got my oil, it is quite hot. It is in what we call a little katori, you know, our Indian language. So it is quite warm and it is in there. And the oil that I'm using today for the hand massage for myself is Ayurveda Pura's Vata de-stress oil. You know, that's the term, that's the name that we've given. So along with that, I do also hope that you have got a bowl of water ready, warm hot water. I know that by the time I kind of go to using it, it might become a bit cool, but doesn't matter. But because you're watching the video, you can go and get some hot water literally after the massage. And along with that, I have it over here, a hand towel for you to wipe your hands at the end. So these are the few main things for you for today in terms of the massage itself. So these are the main things in terms of, you know, what we will need. But before we start off the hand massage, just to let you know a bit of a few important things. Why a hand massage? It's amazing. You will see that, you know, even when a baby is born, of course, the first thing that you hear of a baby is crying, you know, so that's communication in a very different way. But the next other way that the baby communicates is by seeing, you know, because that is how then literally within the first few weeks, the baby starts recognizing mum, dad, parents, maybe, you know, siblings. But interestingly, now the third most important thing that the baby wants to do is catch hold of things. You know, it's all through touch therapy, which comes through our hands. The hands are, of course, people do say feet, you know, where we say that we kind of ignore our feet. But in reality, we actually ignore our hands even more. We take our hands for granted because we are doing so much with our hands on a daily basis. But on the other hand, also to bear in mind that our hands are such, they are very strong because, of course, they are strong on one hand, but also very sensitive on the other hand, because they also help us with, you know, any kind of sense perception, any change in temperature, anything at all. But interestingly, now in Ayurveda, when we're looking into our hands, of course, we talk about marma points on our hands. And amazingly, all these marma points actually connect with many different organ systems and systems in the body. So as we're going through the hand massage, I will also go through what these marma points are, how they are connected, and why you're doing those particular strokes. So it's amazing. Just by doing a simple 5 minutes each hand, but a 10-minute hand massage on a daily basis, as and when you can, you will start also seeing changes with any systemic illnesses in the body. So now when I say systemic illnesses, it's not just about getting rid of anxiety and palpitation or depression, but amazingly, when you do a regular hand massage, you will start seeing changes with conditions like tinnitus or ringing of the ears or vertigo, with insomnia, any type of insomnia. But along with that, again, of course, depending upon the different types of oils that you use, even for conditions like Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis, or even conditions like IBS, colitis. It's amazing. Things that you do to your hands, especially massages, they will actually help with so much else in the body. Okay, so let's start off. I hope you're ready. Just to let you know, the way we are going to be practicing the hand massage today is we are going to be doing both hands. So I want you to do it with me, because until and unless now live, you know, if you don't understand the whole sensation or how it works, then later on, of course, you might go back and watch the video, but doing it now live with me, it's literally like you're there in the class with me and I'm demonstrating and you're practicing with me. So yeah, now also to bear in mind, now the moment someone says hand massage or any massage in the body, people think of, oh yes, I'm going to go get oil and start applying oil to that part, over your hands or feet or face. Now bear in mind, whenever we think about massage, just don't go pounce on that hot oil first to massage. We still need to prepare the hands, or just not the hands, it can even be your feet, your face, your tummy, before you apply hot oil. And it's literally like exercising these parts, and it is very important, because when I say exercising, it is all joint movements. Until and unless you don't move your joints, because that is where important marma points are located. If there was any kind of toxin or ama kind of accumulated in the joints, if first of all that is not moved in terms of physical activity and movement, then when you apply hot oil and massage, the benefits or effects that you may see may not be as good, if you had done it with some kind of movement or exercising. So let's start off with movement. So what you're going to be doing is, first it's going to be the thumbs. Bear in mind, for us, thumbs are really important, because in Ayurveda we say that without a thumb you can't do any physical activity, and hence looking after our thumbs is very essential. So when it comes to our thumbs, with both our hands together, first just what we call as flexion and extension. So just moving your thumbs back and forth at least 4 or 5 times. After you've done that, then we say adduction and abduction. So the thumbs go towards the hand and out again. I know you can see all my lines, I shouldn't be showing you those. Well, I'm a bit superstitious from that point of view. So adduction, abduction, and last bit is rotation in the thumbs in any one direction and then opposite direction. So movement in the thumbs. You will see that if you're doing today for the first time, your joints, your hands, wrists, they will hurt a bit because the body is not used to it. But the more you do it now, later on in your life, you'll then also prevent any kind of arthritic conditions, dementia, Alzheimer's. You'll be amazed things that you do to your hands. So movement in the thumbs. Then after that, it's going to be each finger. So it's literally flexion and extension of course, the index finger first. Bear in mind to do each finger at a time, not all together. Each finger at a time is important, because through that you're focusing on each finger at a time, and through that it also helps with dexterity of the fingers and hands. So next is the middle finger, then ring finger. You may see that if you've never done before, it will hurt. You'll find it a bit difficult to do it. So then ring finger, and then last is the little finger. So once you've done that, once again open and close your hands. It's like you need to feel that heat. It's like you can feel the kind of, in a way, lactic acid being built up, but it's not just that, it's movement. It's like in the marma points or the joints. So once you've done that, next is going to be the wrist. So it's going to be wrist up and down. I'll just do one hand at a time, but you can do both together. So first up and down movement, then circular movement in any one direction, and then opposite direction. So likewise with the other hand too. First, flexion, extension, then circular movement, we call it rotation, and then opposite direction. Once you've done that, give both your hands a bit of a shake, and last bit is press. It's like squeezing each hand out. By the time you've done this, you may observe that your hands feel a bit tight, but that is good, because it's almost like hand yoga. And as I say in all my yoga related lessons, that once you've done your yoga practice, then you need to apply oil and massage to help lubricate that areas, and then go for a shower. So next bit now is going to be the massage bit. So as and when you're ready to take some oil, and of course for me it's in my katori, so I'm going to take some. I'm going to start with my left hand, which may look like probably right hand on your side. I have no idea, so let's see. So applying just not to the hands, but until the forearm. So going down to the forearm. So once you've applied oil to for me, it's my left hand first. So now we start the movements. Bear in mind, on your daily basis, when you're doing this massage, you're going to be doing each stroke for at least 5 times. Bear in mind, 5 times. So when I say side to side stroke, you're doing it for 5 times. So each stroke 5 times. So starting off with the palm. So just below the fingers, it's going to be side to side stroke. Bear in mind, with your thumb, side to side stroke 5 times. Then once you've done the side to side stroke, then coming from the heel of the hand till the finger. So just in the center. The reason why this bit is important is because you've got your heart and lungs marma point. So you're literally massaging over there. So going back and front, up and down, for 5 times. And once you've done that, you're going to be coming to these 2 points on either side of your palm. So first is on the thumb side. Bear in mind, the thumb side point over here is more related to heart marma points. It's like a heart related region. So anything to do with the heart, like palpitations, anxiety, nervousness because of any heart changes, this is a good point to massage. So over there, first anti-clockwise. Probably it may look clockwise to you, but bear in mind anti-clockwise first and then clockwise. Once you've done this side, then onto the little finger side. Now this is the lungs marma point. So over here, once again, anti-clockwise at least 5 times and then clockwise. You will see that if you're suffering from any heart and lungs problem, these 2 points appear or feel very tender. So that may be the case, and if that is the case, then to massage a bit more. So once you've done the heart side, anti-clockwise, clockwise, lung side, anti-clockwise, clockwise, coming back to the center. So in the center, with your thumb again, in the middle of your palm, anti-clockwise at least 5 times, then clockwise at least 5 times. Now last bit is with your other palm to massage this point in the center of the palm. In Ayurveda, we always say that you always massage one marma point with the other. So literally circular anti-clockwise. We always do anti-clockwise first because it's more detoxifying, and then clockwise stroke on the marma point because it is cleansing and nourishing. So once you've done the palm region, the whole of the palm, next you're going to be going to the fingers. So when you're doing each finger, when you're doing it for yourself, probably the hand is in, on your lap, and probably you're doing it that way. But for you to see, I'm going to do it this way. So for each finger from the palm side, thumb, you're going to be doing circular strokes coming up to the tip. When you come up to the tip, press, gently press and let go. Bear in mind, when you do it for yourself, you're going to be doing it 5 times every time. But for today, we'll just do 1 or 2 times. So once you finish the thumb, then the index finger, circular stroke coming up to the tip, pressing there for a few moments and letting go. Then middle finger, circular strokes from the palm side, coming up to the tips, pressing near the tip for a few seconds, letting go. Then ring finger, circular strokes coming up to the tip, pressing there for a few seconds, letting go. Then last, little finger, once again circular strokes coming up to the tip, pressing there for a few moments, letting go. I've done each only 1 time, but bear in mind you'll be doing it 5 times. So once you've done from the palm side, now you're going to be holding each finger literally all over, squeezing all over once again, coming up to the tip, pressing the tip and then letting go. So that was little finger. Then next coming to the ring finger. So circular strokes coming up to the tip, pressing and letting go. Then middle finger, circular strokes coming up to the tip, pressing and letting go. Index finger, circular strokes coming up to the tip, pressing and letting go. And last bit is the thumb. Circular strokes coming up to the tip, pressing and letting go. When you do that, you're actually squeezing out any kind of blocked energy, in all the fingers. Now coming to the tips of each finger, because these are marma points, and all of these now relate to the nervous system, the brain, the cortex. So for us, the tips of the fingers are very essential. So massaging there is very important. So once again, because these are marma points, first anti-clockwise at least 5 to 11 times, then clockwise. So doing that for each of the fingertips, circular stroke, anti-clockwise and then clockwise. And coming to the middle finger, circular stroke to the tip, anti-clockwise, clockwise, ring finger, anti-clockwise, clockwise, little finger, anti-clockwise, clockwise. Once you've done that, it's not just this. Amazingly now for us, the nails are also, and I've got this big grin on my face because people don't know about it. Nails for us are very essential. Why? Because for us, nails are nothing but a byproduct of what we call asthi or bone tissue. But there is a big connection between bones, hair, nails and teeth. So if you think you're losing your hair and if you really want to do something, pour plenty of oil on the bed of the nails, literally on the nails, and massage into the nails itself. So doing that for each of the fingers. So even as prevention on a daily basis, plenty of oil literally on the nail and massaging anti-clockwise, clockwise. Then middle finger, nail, literally on the nail, apply some oil, anti-clockwise, clockwise. Ring finger, once again, nail, anti-clockwise, clockwise. Little finger, nail, anti-clockwise, clockwise. Once you've done that, once again going back to all the fingers, you're going to be literally squeezing each finger out till the tip and then letting go. So each finger squeezing out to the tip, letting go. Each finger squeezing out to the tip, letting go. Then that's the index finger till the tip, letting go. Then thumb till the tip, letting go. Once you've done this, so that finishes the palms, finishes the fingers from this side. From this side, if you see in Ayurveda, everything is very systematic. It is never random. Now, next bit is the dorsum of the hand. You will see that we call these, in between tendons. When you kind of slide down, you can feel that there are these spaces. Now, in Ayurveda, we relate the space between the tendons to shrotas and channels. So this is, again, it's not necessarily just symbolic, but there's a big connection between these spaces between the tendons to all the channels and shrotas in the body. Energetic channels, blood-related channels, plasma-related channels, all types of channels. So if you ever think that you're suffering just not on your hands, anywhere in the body, if you've got any kind of, water retention, fluid retention, then literally between the tendons, long strokes coming up till the between the fingers. So starting from the thumb side, coming to the middle till the tip of the finger, holding over there for a few moments. Bear in mind there is a marma point over here which directly relates to the eye. So if you ever have any eye related problems, aches, pains, can't see well, you will see that if you were to press here, it is very tender. So that shows that eyes, or there's that connection. The marma point is saying that something is going wrong with the eyes. Do something about it. So each between the tendons, coming up to the fold, holding there for a few moments, letting go. Bear in mind, you're doing each 5 times, but I'm just showing it 1 time today. Once again, from between the tendons, coming up to the fold between these 2 fingers, letting go. Then once again, squeezing out till the fold over here, letting go. Then last bit, coming over here between the ring and little finger, squeezing over here, letting go. Now, once you've done that, the whole of the hand, you're going to be squeezing out. Literally, you should feel it as if you're getting rid of all the tension, any blockages, anything like that. So squeezing out. Once you've done that, now a very important bit is the wrist area. So this, we also call it as a Manibandha Marma point, but it is a very important Vata and Pitta related Marma point. If there's any excess heat in the body, it gets accumulated over here. But if anyone's suffering from things like carpal tunnel syndrome, this is a good point to massage. So hot oil application, but bear in mind anti-clockwise movement and then clockwise at least 5 to 11 times. Once you've done this, coming to this part of the wrist now, it's like back and forth movement between the wrist joints. So over here, and this is more indicative, but when you're doing it for yourself, you are applying pressure and doing it so that you can feel it. So it's back and forth movement over here. Once you've done this, the next coming to the forearm region. For us, this bit is very important. It's amazing because in Ayurveda, when we say hand massage or foot massage, we just don't massage the hand or just the feet. We actually extend the massage out into the forearms or the legs too. So over here, I need to take a bit more oil because it's gone a bit dry. Shows my body is quite dry. I need more oil. So this bit that you're going to be massaging over here, first the movement is going to be up and down, just long movements back and forth. If you ever suffer from what is called as tennis elbow, any problems in the elbow or even in the shoulder, amazingly, this long stroke in the forearm region really helps. So first of all, long strokes, and next is going to be circular strokes all around. So just not the side, but circular strokes behind too. So back and forth in the anterior and posterior side of the forearm, circular strokes. And now last bit is literally in the center over here. We say that there is a marma point. We call it Indrapasi. That is a Ayurvedic term, but you can also look at it as the digestify marma point, pitta related marma point. So if there's any problem with your digestion, any kind of problem, massaging this marma point in the middle of the forearm is really good. So over there, once again, anti-clockwise and then clockwise. Now once you've done, so that kind of finishes the massage for this whole arm, but you're not just finishing, because from there, for this whole forearm and the hand, you're literally squeezing each part out, like really feeling that movement. And once you've done that, you're holding your fingers between the fingers, and it's like movement in the joints. So first is up and down, then you're going to be doing circle in one direction, circle in the opposite direction, and squeezing each finger out, literally each finger squeezing out. So I know, because I've explained a lot, it might look like you've been massaging for 15-20 minutes, but when you actually do it at home, all of this you can finish in approximately between 5 to 6 minutes. And because I'm the kind of person, I don't like to do things halfway, we will be doing our other arm. So this is my right arm too. And I'm purposely doing it because you'll see that when you use your right hand and right hand dominant, it's easy to do on one side. But the more you start using your other not dominant hand, amazingly, it actually helps with the dexterity of your nervous system, your mind. The way you think is also very quick. So now coming, me massaging with my left hand to my right hand. So same thing again. This time it's going to be quick because I'm just going to be repeating each stroke. I won't be saying, what it is good for and everything, because I've already, talked about it. So once again, once you've applied oil, starting off with transverse strokes just below the fingers. When you do this, if it is painful, it shows that there is a lot of Vata related stress in the body. Once you do this transverse stroke, then next is up and down stroke in the center, just with your thumb going back and forth. Once you've done this, I'm going to move a bit this side, then coming to this heart related marma point just below the thumb, anti-clockwise and then clockwise. It might appear the opposite for you because the way sometimes Instagram works. So next is the little finger side. It's going to be the lung marma point, anti-clockwise, clockwise. Once you finish these two, then you're going to be coming to the center with your thumb. Once again, this one over here is the heart and lungs marma point. So anti-clockwise and then clockwise in the center. Next, with your palm into that palm, once again anti-clockwise and then clockwise. You're doing each stroke at least 5 times, but I'm quickly repeating it. Once you've done just a big stroke all over on the palm. Now next, coming to each finger. So each finger is going to be circular strokes from the palm side coming up to the tip and then letting go. So each finger, circular strokes coming up to the tip of the finger and then letting go from the palm side. Here now the middle finger, circular strokes coming up to the tip of the finger, letting go. Ring finger, circular strokes coming up to the tip of the finger, letting go. And last is the little finger, circular strokes till the tip and then letting go. Bear in mind you're repeating each 5 times, and I keep saying this. Now next, from the dorsal side. So once again, circular strokes, squeezing out, coming up to the tip, really pressing firmly, letting go. So circular strokes, each finger coming up to the tip, pressing hard, feeling that pressure, letting go. Then the middle finger, circular strokes, tip of the finger, letting go. Then coming to the ring finger, again circular strokes, tip of the finger, letting go. And last is the little finger, tip of the finger, letting go. Next is marma points for each of the fingers. So each finger marma point, bear in mind anti-clockwise, tip of the finger, anti-clockwise, clockwise at least 5 to 11 times. Then middle finger, tip of the finger, anti-clockwise, 5 to 11 times. Then middle finger, anti-clockwise, and then clockwise. Then ring finger, anti-clockwise, and then clockwise at least 5 to 11 times. Little finger, anti-clockwise and then clockwise. Once you finish this, now this part is even more important, is the nail. So if you want, you can even put more hot oil. Then once again, circular strokes in the nails itself, anti-clockwise, clockwise for each of the fingers. So anti-clockwise, clockwise. Then middle finger, anti-clockwise, clockwise. Ring finger, anti-clockwise, clockwise. Little finger, anti-clockwise, clockwise. Now once you've done this, each finger, you're literally squeezing out each finger till the tip of the finger and then letting go. When you squeeze out, you will hear some crunching, but it is good because the more the oil goes into each finger, when you're squeezing out, it really helps. So for each finger, literally squeezing out, coming up to the tip, letting go. So we finished the palm, fingers over here, fingers from here. Now in between the tendons, as I said earlier. So from the between the thumb and the index finger, coming up to the fold, holding there for a few moments, letting go. Once again, from here, between the tendons, coming up to the fold, between the fingers, letting go. Then next, between ring and middle finger, coming up to the fold, letting go. Then next is between the little and the ring finger, coming up to the fold, letting go. So once you've done that, after that, to give a nice good squeeze to the whole hand and coming out. Now next is this bit. So it is the wrist area. So bear in mind over there also, anti-clockwise and then clockwise at least 5 to 11 times. Classically 11 times is much better. Next, bear in mind, this is more for you to see, otherwise my hand would have been like this. But between in the wrist region over here, between the bones, up and down movement. So if I were to be doing, I would have been doing this way, moving the thumb up and down between the wrist area. Once you finish this, then coming up to the forearm region. Now for the forearm region, if you want, you can take a bit more oil, and then first of all is going to be back and forth, up and down. So if you're doing it for yourself, your arm may be in front of you, but this is for you to see. So back and forth, and apply a bit of pressure, because that is how you squeeze out all the toxins, so both front and back. And next is going to be circular strokes in the forearm. Once you finish with the circular strokes in the forearm, then coming to that the digestive murmur point in the center, so over there once again, anti-clockwise and then clockwise. This one's literally bang in the center of your forearm, you know, just there. If you any imbalances with your digestive fire, this point feels quite tender, you know, it's like it's sometimes burning, tender, so it can be sensitive, shows that your digestive fire is actually out of balance. So once you've done that, then coming to the whole arm, meaning forearm, and then the coming up to the finger, so literally squeezing everything out. Once you've done this, same thing, bear in mind movement in the wrist joint, up and down, then circular any one direction, and then opposite direction, and then squeezing it all out. Okay, so that is the massage bit on your left and your right hand. After that, best is not to actually wipe the oil away. I'm not going to be doing it today, but next is, if you have your bowl of water, hot water in front of you, please put both your hands in that bowl of warm hot water. And when you put your hands, it's just not the hands. Make sure that you're taking the water over the arm also. So it can even be in the sink under hot water, running hot water, or even a bowl of hot water. But let it all pour from there going down. So plenty of warm hot water for at least 5 to 6 minutes as a hand soak or a hand bath. I'm just going to wipe my hands now because I can continue talking. So that was about the massage. Now the best time to do this Ayurvedic hand massage is actually in the evening before you go to sleep. If you don't get time in the evening, then first thing in the morning, even before your shower, that is also a good time. So either first thing in the morning or in the evening. But best results you will see after, in the evening when you do your hand massage, you go to sleep. It also actually helps to improve sleep. So it is very good for insomnia. So now next coming to indications or contraindications and what oil. So the way I'm going to be talking about is what oil to use for what kind of illness and disease, because in that way it is easier to remember indications and what it is good for. Now the oils that I'm going to be talking about are usually the Ayurveda Pura oils that we sell and some other classical medical Ayurvedic kind of therapeutic oils, so all of it. First things first, in Ayurveda for us, our hands are Vata related organs. That is how they are, Vata related parts, because all the marma points that are there actually help to reduce Vata in the body. So anyone with extra, excess Vata in the body, it can be dryness, it can be like tiredness or anything like that, Vata related exhaustion, then Ayurveda Pura sells Vata de-stress oil. So I'm going to first give you indications for the Vata de-stress oil. So if you go on a website, you will see just as Vata de-stress oil. Now the best kind of illnesses that this really works is first of all for what we call as Vata related insomnia. I know when we talk about it, people think that insomnia is only a Vata illness. Actually it is not. I know. Here is a big secret. Insomnia can either be Vata related because of dryness, or insomnia can also be Pitta related, which is heat. So you need to differentiate these two out and use oils accordingly. If someone has got Pitta related insomnia and if you kept using Vata reducing oil, bear in mind, anything that you do what is Vata related increases the warmth in the body. So if heat increases, then that Pitta may also increase. So you need to differentiate that. So when we say Vata related insomnia, these are the people who will say that they can't sleep because they have palpitations, anxiety, or they've got excess thoughts in the mind. And it is that thinking that doesn't allow them to sleep. And if that is the case, you will also see that Vata related insomnia such whereby difficult to fall asleep. But they are the kind who will always say, oh, yes, I wake up at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, and I just can't go back to sleep. The moment someone says that, I know it is Vata related. So if that is the case, then hand massage with Ayurveda Pura's Vata de-stress oil is one of the best. Not only that, but the Vata de-stress oil is also again very good for general dryness. when people say that they feel cold. So if they ever say that they have cold hands and feet, especially cold hands, and if it is more to do with Raynaud's, then once again the Vata oil, the Vata de-stress oil is really good for that too. But then along with that, this Vata de-stress oil, you'll be amazed. You're doing that massage for the hands, but this oil actually helps with tinnitus, vertigo, dizziness, giddiness, ear aches and pains. So regular Ayurvedic hand massage with Vata de-stress oil is also very good. So these are some of the kind of, indications for Vata de-stress oil. Oh yes, a couple more are this Vata oil, which I've used today for myself. And sorry, I don't have the bottle over here. It's downstairs in the kitchen. I forgot to get it. It's also very good for people who may be suffering from carpal tunnel syndrome, or even tennis elbow, or anywhere where they say they've got tingling numbness in the hands. Again, that oil is really good. But then along with that, again, this oil is one of the best again for pregnancy, because during pregnancy also you can do the hand massage. So when I'll talk about indications in a moment, you'll be amazed that hand massage is one that you can use throughout. There are no systemic contraindications where you have to be careful, unlike many other illnesses. So I'll talk about it in a moment, but the Vata de-stress oil is again very good during pregnancy. Now the other oil that is again very good is the Pitta oil. So at Ayurveda Pura we sell it as refresh oil. So Pitta refresh oil. Now amazingly, hand massage, and I've got this big grin on my face again, for people who may be suffering from conditions like Crohn's, colitis, even though it is a colon related problem, but amazingly hand massages really help, because there are once again marma points that actually help to regulate colon function. So Pitta related refresh oil for colitis, Crohn's, again if someone is suffering from conditions like psoriasis, eczema, acne, if they say that they suffer from again Pitta related insomnia. Now what is Pitta related insomnia? They are the kind of people who will say that they wake up because of excess heat, they feel hot, they start sweating, and because they feel hot they can't go back to sleep, something like hot flushes during menopause or any hormonal changes. For that, Pitta related Pitta refresh oil is very good. Now along with that, again, if someone is suffering from any kind of inflammation of the hair follicles, inflammation near the nails, but then again gingivitis, inflammation of the gums, or any kind of bleeding gums, again for that, Pitta refresh oil for hand massage. You're doing it to the hands, but you'll actually see changes in the head and neck region too. So that is the next one. Now the next more classical Ayurvedic oil is Mahanarayan oil. I'm sure you all have heard of it. Maha is great, Narayan is God, so it's the great God's oil. Once again, Ayurveda Pure also sells it. Now this particular oil is good for many illnesses and conditions. But hand massages with this oil again is very good for people who might be suffering from any kind of nervous system illnesses. So once again, carpal tunnel syndrome, then again a frozen shoulder or tennis elbow, but then along with that, any kind of arthritic conditions in the body. So it can be rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis. You will see that sometimes arthritis starts in the hands, and if that is the case, then Mahanarayan oil is one of the best. But then along with that, Mahanarayan oil is also very good. Now you can do hand massages even for children. That is the reason I say it is so good. So you'll see that sometimes children may say that they can't sleep, or they are generally quite irritable, restless, or sometimes loss of appetite. They are not eating well, and sometimes even if you want to do a full body massage, they are not ready for it. So hand massages are the best, and for that, Mahanarayan oil. So if you ever have a baby child at home who is very restless, can't go to sleep, just heat up some Mahanarayan oil, do this quick 5-10 minute massage. I promise you, they will start dozing off, because that is how this massage works. So Mahanarayan oil is also good for children. And oh yes, one other condition where this also works really good, even though it is a hand massage, is for constipation, for IBS, even for conditions like gases, flatulence. So hand massages with Mahanarayan oil. Then next is Chandana Lakshadi oil. I know these are all kind of Ayurvedic names, and when I say Chandana Lakshadi oil, I'm just going to even open up the commenting, because probably if I have any of my students, I'm sure they can write down the name. So Chandana is nothing but sandalwood. So it is nothing but sandalwood oil. Now this particular oil, especially hand massages with Chandana Lakshadi oil, is very good for people who may be suffering from multiple sclerosis or Parkinson's, or any kind of inflammation in any nerves in the body, and especially conditions like sciatica, like lower back, inflammatory conditions. Again, hand massages work really well even for that. Even though you're doing it with the hands, you'll actually start seeing changes in the lower back too. So chandana oil or sandalwood oil is very good for any kind of inflammatory conditions, including Crohn's, colitis. Again, it is very good for that too. Thank you, Vijaya, for that. So again, for that, now Brahmi Amla oil. I know we all know about it. People think that Brahmi Amla is only for scalp massage, hair massage, head massage. Actually, no. I know that is the one bottle I quickly picked up and brought here. Even though on it says nourishing hair oil, actually we use this oil even during pregnancy. So now Brahmi Amla oil is very, very good for conditions like dementia, Alzheimer's, even for people suffering from memory loss. And now this time Brahmi Amla oil is very good for excess vata or dryness in the nervous system. And hence it is very good for conditions like Parkinson's, for motor neuron disease, for facial palsy. So I'm not saying that you're going to be massaging the body, but I'm still focusing on hand massage. Hand massage with these oils will actually help all these other conditions. But then along with that, then of course Brahmi Amla oil, you can use it for your scalp, but the more you massage the nail beds with Brahmi Amla oil, it will actually help for your hair growth. So if you've ever got problems, again, combination, if there is a problem in the colon, there's problem in the bone and the nails and the hair and the teeth, that means for all of this, Brahmi Amla oil, again, in the, of course, hand massage, but bear in mind, near the nail beds, that bit is more important. Then along with that, Brahmi Amla oil is also now very good for, of course, for tinnitus, for vertigo, very good for that, and also for both for low blood pressure and high blood pressure. I know, again, I've got this big trend because Brahmi Amla oil actually helps to regulate blood pressure. So hand massages with Brahmi Amla oil will help both ways. Then after that, then next is our very most well-known oil in Ayurveda, that is our sesame seed oil. So hot sesame seed oil. Then again, sesame seed oil is again now very good for anyone who may be, especially for children too, and if they're suffering from conditions like malnourishment, malnutrition, or growth, stunting of the growth, meaning they're not growing enough, the bones are not growing enough, if the bones are not strong. For all of these, for children, sesame seed oil hand massage is good. Same thing for us adults too. If you've got any individual suffering from brittle bone condition, brittle bone disease, or sometimes like weak bones like osteoporosis, once again, sesame seed oil hand massages really help. And now last is our Tridoshik oil. Of course, this is the Ayurveda Pura Tridoshik oil. Now, this in Ayurveda, we always have the saying that whenever in doubt. So same thing over here with this Tridoshik oil that we have. Whenever in doubt, if you're not sure what oil to use, if it is Parkinson's or not, or if it is multiple sclerosis or not, was it Crohn's, was it colitis, and if you're not sure what it is, then the best oil to go for is the Tridoshik oil, because all the herbs that we have in the Tridoshik oil, it's something like Trifla. It is good for all the three doshas, but it does not increase any doshas, and it helps reduce all the three doshas or regulates it. So Tridoshik oil is the one that you can use for all illnesses or conditions, or even on a regular basis. Sometimes you may be thinking, what, I want to do this hand massage, but I don't have enough time to kind of wash my hands or soak my hands. And if you just want to leave the oil on your hands, because it has got a nice natural fragrance too, then the Tridoshik oil is good. So these are all the various oils for different illnesses and conditions. Then now looking into contraindications. Now when I say contraindications, that is the thing about hand massages. There are actually, and I'm smiling again now, but there are actually no contraindications, no systemic contraindications. In Ayurveda, we have talked about so many treatments and massages that are usually contraindicated either for this, either for that, so sometimes a therapist may get confused, like, okay, so what do I choose? If you don't know which massage to choose, just go for a hand massage, because it is good during pregnancy. So during pregnancy, sometimes you can't do the tummy massage, you can't do the head massage, depending upon their blood pressure, whatever, then the hand massage is good. Sometimes even during breastfeeding, you may not be able to do any other therapies, then hand massages are good. Or even during periods, as we all know, during periods, we say for the women that, massages are generally contraindicated in the first 2-3 days. And if you still want to have a massage, then hand massages are good. Likewise, even if you've got a migraine or headache, and because in Ayurveda we do say, just not Ayurveda, but all massage systems where if there is a headache of unknown cause, you can't touch the head, because we don't know what's happening in the head. If you still want to give a massage, then hand massage is good. Likewise, hand massages are good for very elderly people. Hand massages are good for children, even for teenagers, because I know my son, probably he will hear me, but sometimes, teenagers are such whereby they don't want to be touched anywhere, because they're in that very different phase of life, and hence hand massages are once again good. Not only that, even for older people, you will see that when I say older, bear in mind, in Ayurveda, the Vata phase of life or old age actually starts only after 75, never before that. So anyone below 75 who's listening to me, you cannot give that excuse saying I'm old, But after that, the body becomes weak, the bones become weak. Sometimes you can't apply too much pressure on various parts of the body. And hence, once again, hand massages are really good. And amazingly, hand massages are one of the best, or in fact, they are indicated for people who may be going through any kind of grieving process or depression. You'll see that depression is that state where people are so conscious, they will not lie down for a full body massage or a foot massage. And hence, it is even easy for them to give you a hand if you're a therapist, in terms of massages. So even if someone at home has got that tendency towards depression, hand massages are the best, So and that is the reason why we, of course, in Ayurveda, hand massages are also either called Kara Abhyanga or Hasta Abhyanga. So they are the best for anyone and everyone. And as I said earlier, the best times to do hand massages are usually in the evening or first thing in the morning. Someone has asked how often, then you will see that hand massages can be done literally on a daily basis. In Ayurveda, we talk about self-massage on a regular basis as part of everyday routine. Yes, of course, hand massages are also very good for stress. Hand massages are also good if someone has got high blood pressure. As I said, Brahmi Amla oil is good. If it is low blood pressure, either Brahmi Amla oil or Mahanarayan oil, either or are also really good. So that is the beauty of hand massages. You can do it for everyone with every illness, every condition. But of course, the indications that I've given you are more specific ones, because if you're a therapist, if you're a practitioner, you want to see that change. And of course, if someone is able to do it for themselves, it is even better, because in that way, when we say snehana, sneha is love and ana is to apply. You're applying not just oil, you're also applying love to yourself. And through that, the whole healing process is really quick and, it becomes fast. It's not that kind of slow. So in that way, hand massages are one of the best on a daily basis. And likewise, if you're looking to live a long life, if you want to have that sharp focus, ambition on a daily basis, then hand massages are best. For Parkinson's, again, Brahmi Amla oil is good, Mahanarayan oil, but Brahmi Amla oil is much better for Parkinson's and any, Vata related illnesses in the nervous system. Okay, so that was all about Ayurvedic hand massage today at home. And I hope you have enjoyed this talk today, this chat. If you do have any questions, please do let me know. Or you can always, ask me as comments later on. And yeah, so hand massages is the way forward. Someone has got a question over here for IBS. The oils that are best are the Vata de-stress oil. Mahanarayan oil is also good for IBS. Again, so you're looking into that. Again, to make it even more specific, bear in mind, IBS can be of two types. IBS can be Vata, or not two, actually three types. Vata, Pitta or Kapha related IBS. So based on that, sometimes the oil that you may choose may differ. And hence either the Vata de-stress oil, Pitta de-stress oil, or even the Brahmi Amla oil, Mahanarayan oil, all of these are good. Okay, so thanks a lot, and hope you all have a great Sunday on your side. And I believe today is Mother's Day, of course, not necessarily here in UK, but everywhere else in America and India, they're all celebrating Mother's Day today. So wishing you all women, mums, a very happy Mother's Day today. Someone has asked something, also would like to know for hand eczema, then the Chandana Lakshadi oil is good, or the Pitta Refresh oil is very good for eczema of the hands, that particular oil for hand massages. Where do I buy these oils? You can buy these oils from Ayurveda Pura, so it's ayurvedapura.com. ayurvedic.com. So you can buy from there. If it is for eyes are pitta related organs, and hence one of the best oils is either the Brahmyamla oil or the pitta refresh oil or the Chandana Lakshadi oil, because all of these help to reduce excess heat or pitta in the body. Okay, thank you Maria for sharing.